Hello and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at the Switch 2. I bought it about at launch date, so that was like June 5th. I think I delivered on June 6th, and I've had a couple weeks with it now, and I just want to give my thoughts on it, see if it's worth it for me and maybe if it's worth it for you. I got pretty much the most straightforward, cheapest thing that you could get for the Switch 2, which I got the Mario Kart bundle and nothing else. This is my original Switch Pro controller, which is what I've been using, and no camera, no other games, nothing like that. So it's pretty much entry level. So do I feel like it's worth it if that's what you're going to get? And that's what we're going to answer. And to start off with the console itself, I think it's really nice. It's got a really big screen, and I really like that. I also think that the screen itself looks nicer when I place it next to my regular Switch. I don't have an OLED Switch, but side by side, I feel like the handheld screens, it just looks better on the Switch 2, which is a really big plus. But of course, with the bigger screen and better internals of the Switch 2, we have a compromise, which is that it is bigger and it's a bit heavier. And actually, it's a little bit less comfortable to me than the original Switch. Maybe it's just because I haven't gotten used to it yet. But I do find it to just not be as easy in handheld mode to use as the original Switch. It's just borderline too heavy. And while I also have a Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck is even heavier, the Steam Deck has some really nice ergonomics, which makes it much easier to hold and to use in handheld mode compared to the Switch 2. Of course, you could get grips and stuff and that sort of thing, but I don't know how well that works if you want to put the Switch 2 in the dock afterward. It's not a huge deal, it's still very much usable, and it's not like it's ridiculously heavy, but it is something to think about if you play a lot in handheld mode especially. The speakers also sound great in handheld mode. I thought that the sound quality was really, really good. I actually play most of the time docked, but when I did hold it in handheld mode as I was doing the setup and as I was testing different things, speakers are really nice. I am kind of bummed that we don't have any kind of like color variation on it. I personally really liked the colored switches. I didn't get the all black Switch ever. I had the neon one, and then I got the Animal Crossing one down the line, and I was very happy with that. And all the black except for the two little joystick colors there, it's kind of boring, kind of lame, but not a big deal. I do wish they had a second model. But it is what it is. And I thought about getting the new Pro controller, but I've stuck with mine because the way I see it is mine will probably get joystick drift eventually. I already had one do that, and this is my second one. And when it does, I figure then I'll get the Switch 2 Pro controller, assuming that there haven't been a ton of reports about the stick drift on those. So I've just been using mine. I was disappointed to know that you cannot turn the console on with the Switch 1 Pro controller. You need to upgrade to the Switch 2 Pro controller for that, which is not great, but it's fine, I guess. I can't do that with my Steam Deck anyway, so I'm used to having to go up to the console and press the power button, but it would be nice to be able to do that. So I'll probably upgrade eventually, but for now, this controller's still working well, and I just really don't think spending $80 or however much it is, maybe it's 70, I don't remember now. I just don't think it's worth it. The single most impressive thing that has come along with the Switch 2 is the fact that Nintendo actually managed to fix the eShop. It's actually usable now, which is just mind-boggling. I went on there and I was like, oh my god, it works. It was very shocking, and it's actually kind of fun to use. Like, you can actually browse now. Imagine that. It's not a nightmare just to buy a digital game now, so that's really nice. And speaking of digital games, I'm going to talk a little bit about game key cards. Like I said, I didn't buy any other Switch games other than Mario Kart World, so I don't have direct experience with them, but I've read enough about them, and I know that there's a lot of controversy about them among people, and I feel like, yeah, they're not great, these game key cards. I am somebody who loves physical games. I also really like digital games. I like both. I use a lot of Steam. I'm very much used to digital games. I also really love physical media. I think they both have their pros and cons, and I think that they can both exist. I don't feel like we need to only have one. I don't understand how the game key cards fit into that ecosystem. To me, as far as I can tell, they just feel like they take the worst of both worlds. Like, you no longer have access to your game if you can't download it, like you would with physical media, but at the same time, you still need to have the cartridge in order to download it. It's kind of baffling to me. I don't get it. It still takes up room in your storage drive, but you got to get up to change the cartridges if you want to change games. I don't understand why anybody would want that. I don't really get it. Especially given that these games are getting big and the Switch 2 storage is not massive. The SD Express cards are not super cheap. I don't understand the game key card situation. The only thing that I could find that does seem to be a positive is that unlike digital codes, you can resell them apparently, as far as I can tell. So that's kind of cool, I guess, but I don't sell my games, so just really not for me. I would much rather just download the game digitally, or get the game on a card, like with the whole game on there. Even if it has to do updates afterward, that's okay, but taking up so much room in your storage, but then still needing the card, I don't understand it. So yeah, I guess I'm with most other people thinking about the game key cards where it's gone completely over my head. So let's talk a little bit about launch titles. So obviously I got Mario Kart World. I've already done a video on my thoughts on that. To summarize here, I think it's pretty good, but kind of disappointing. It's not bad. It's okay. I like it. But what about the other launch titles? Why didn't I get any other games for the Switch 2? Well, there were several games that I think looked really cool, but most of them are available on other platforms. And I already have Cyberpunk on PC. I've been playing Fantasy Life I on PC as well, which is amazing, by the way. I really like Hogwarts Legacy. I already played it, I think a few years ago when it came out on PC. And I'm excited to play Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, but I'm probably going to play it on PC. So it's just a lot of PC games. As somebody with a gaming PC and a Steam Deck, there's just not a lot here that I'm super excited about at launch. But I have been enjoying my Switch 1 games on it. I restarted in Breath of the Wild. It's just so awesome seeing this game running at 60 FPS with like no performance issues at all, even when there's a lot going on. I've got the Switch 2 edition on here, and it's just wonderful. We've got the Zelda notes, which are really cool because it's like just extra lore, which I really, really like. It's amazing. I tested a bunch of other Switch 1 games, some of my favorites on it too. Tested Tears of the Kingdom. That looked great. Link's Awakening, which I really loved that remake, but it didn't run great originally, and it was kind of bad actually. It looks like it's running much better here. I'm very excited about that because I love that game. I haven't played Echoes of Wisdom and I haven't tried it yet, but I'm very excited to play that. I am one of those weirdos who likes Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I love those games. They're very broken in many, many ways, but I really like them. I've played them a lot. Seeing them actually run at a decent frame rate and not come to a screeching halt whenever I go into a city is actually like shocking. And they work pretty well. I played it for a little while to test it, and it's really great. I tested out a couple of other games that I was really interested in, like Rune Factory 5, which I played on the Switch 1, and that's running much better. So, as somebody who's kind of a PC gamer, to me, it's sort of like I bought a new graphics card, and everything just looks and runs much better. Even the games that haven't gotten specific patches, in my experience at least, have been running and looking much better. I know there's a few exceptions out there. I know that some games straight up don't work on the Switch 2. It's a small list to my knowledge, but everything I'm interested in is looking and playing great, and I'm really excited about that. The other thing that just makes me super excited with the Switch 2 is, of course, the future. Yeah, maybe it wasn't the strongest launch lineup ever of a console launch, but it's okay. And in less than a month, we're getting Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I am so hyped about. I have been wanting a new 3D Donkey Kong game for, I think, decades, since Donkey Kong 64 came out. I'm so excited about it. I didn't even watch the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct because I don't want to know anything about the game. I'm just going to jump in, I want to see it, and then maybe I'll give my first impressions on it. Really excited about that. Also excited about Pokemon Legends. Also excited about Metroid Prime 4, and of course the unannounced things that we know are coming, right? Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing, all that stuff is just going to be awesome. To me, I doubt this will drop in price. I don't really see a huge reason to wait to get this until those games are out, when I can enjoy my Switch 1 games on it as well. Oh, there's also the DLC for Kirby and the Forgotten Land that's coming out. I really loved that game. I'm excited to try that out. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming soon. I feel like they're kind of spacing it out in a way that we'll have something like every month or every other month that's really exciting, and so that's really not bad. The Switch 1 is probably my favorite game console of all time, not counting PC. It has so many games on there. A lot of them are ports, a lot of them are new. It's got a huge variety on there. I'm really excited that they made their next console the Switch 2 and that it's backwards compatible and all this stuff. So I'm really enjoying my Switch 2. I think it was worth it, even if the launch lineup isn't exactly for me. I know that there's a lot of people who are enjoying things like Cyberpunk or these other games that have come out. Maybe they don't have a PC, maybe they don't have a PlayStation 5. You know, like, they're able to play those games on the Switch now, and that's awesome. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying my Switch 2. I do not regret buying it. I'm very happy to be playing my Switch 1 games, running much better, looking much better, and I'm really excited about the future of Switch 2 games. I can't wait to play some of these games that have been announced. I can't wait to see some of the stuff that hasn't been announced yet. It's pretty awesome. But what about you? Did you get it? Are you waiting for it? Do you regret getting it? Let me know down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear your story with the Switch 2, and thanks for watching.